This program is designed to introduce you to the 757 radio systems by describing the functions and the location of the major components within each system. The 757 radio systems consist of the VHF communication system, the HF communication system, the selective calling system, and the voice recorder system. These systems provide a communications network by which the airplane may communicate with other airplanes, airport control towers, air traffic control centers, and company operation centers. In addition, a cell call or selective calling informs the airplane that it is being called, and the voice recorder records all communications. Power for the systems is supplied through the circuit breakers on the P11 panel in the flight compartment. One of the primary components of the 757 radio systems is the audio selector panel. This panel provides access points from which any transceiver in the radio systems may be selected for transmitting or receiving. There are 3 audio selector panels located in the flight compartment. On the left side of the control stand, the captain's panel. On the right side of the control stand, the first officer's panel. And on the P17 panel, the first observer's panel. In addition, a 4th audio selector panel is used in some configurations for a supernumerary located at P61, the sidewall panel. Any radio system may be selected for use via the audio selector panel. For example, the left or right VHF communications transceiver. The microphone switch selects which transceiver will be keyed by actuation of a PTT press-to-talk switch, while the listen switch normally controls the audio on-off and volume control for the selected transceiver. In addition to the VHF communication system, one may also select either left or right HF communication system, which is operated in the same manner as the VHF communication system. Another primary component of all radio systems is the audio accessory unit. It is located in the main equipment center. Access is provided through an access door. The audio accessory unit is mounted on the E4-3 rack. The audio accessory unit contains the circuitry necessary to interface all the radio systems together and input them into the audio selector panels for crew access. It is a line replaceable unit. Caution: some of the amplifier cards in this unit are electrostatically sensitive and require special handling. The first system to be shown is the VHF communication system. The crew may communicate on the VHF system from any position which has an audio selector panel. Operation will be the same from any audio selector panel. One may also use a hand mic and headphones to make a radio check from jacks on the front of the transceivers. Some airlines use headphones and hand microphones, while other airlines use only the boom mic headset combination. The system consists of a left, right, and optional center VHF transceiver. The transceivers are located in the main equipment center, with the left and right transceivers in the E4-3 rack, and the optional center transceiver in the E4-4 rack. The circuit breaker for the left VHF transceiver is located on the P11-1 panel, and the circuit breaker for the right VHF transceiver is located on the P11-2 panel. Frequency control is provided by the VHF control panels, which are located on the left side of the aisle control stand for the left VHF and the right side for the right VHF. Two frequencies may be dialed into the VHF control panel, with the transfer switch selecting either the left or right frequency to be active. a frequency selection indicator illuminates above the active frequency. The control panel covers a range of 118.000 to 135.975 megahertz, with 25 kilohertz spacing between frequencies. Antenna input and output from the transceivers is via a normal VHF blade antenna, one mounted on top of the fuselage for left VHF, on the bottom of the fuselage for right VHF, and aft of the wing on the left fuselage for the optional center VHF antenna. The second system is the HF radio system. The circuit breaker for the left HF transceiver is located on panel P11-1, while the breaker for the right HF is located on panel P11-2. The HF system consists of control panels, transceivers, antenna couplers, and an antenna. The HF control panel for either left or right HF is located on the P5 overhead panel. The transceivers are located in the aft equipment center on shelf E6-1. The antenna couplers are located behind an access panel in the vertical stabilizer. The single HF antenna is an integral part of the leading edge of the vertical stabilizer. It is shared when there is a dual system. Power and frequency control of the HF transceiver is accomplished by the mode control switch on the HF control panel and the frequency select knobs. Some configurations may have a receiver RF sensitivity potentiometer. The frequency range of the HF is 2.0 to 29.999 megahertz in 1 kilohertz increments. A selected frequency indicator indicates what frequency has been dialed, and the mode control switch selects either off, upper sideband, or amplitude modulation mode of operation. Either system may be operated simply by pressing the desired microphone switch on the audio selector panel as previously described, and operating the boom or hand microphone. They may also be operated from the front of the transceivers as demonstrated with the VHF system. The third system is the cell call or selective calling system. Cell call may be used with either the VHF or HF communication systems, depending upon configuration. The cell call system utilizes the received signal of either the VHF or HF system and will alert the aircrew to the fact that someone desires to contact them on one of the radio transceivers. The system consists of a decoder, a shorting receptacle wired for the code assigned to that airplane, and alert lamps on the pilot's call panel. The decoder is located in the main equipment center on the E4-3 rack, and the shorting receptacle is located just to the rear of the decoder. The circuit breaker for cell call is located on panel P11-1. The system reduces pilot diversion and workload by making continuous monitoring of radio frequencies unnecessary. In selective calling, a ground station calls a particular airplane by transmitting a series of 4 audio tones which correspond to the assigned 4-letter cell call code of the airplane. The HF or VHF transceiver in the airplane receives the signal, then sends it to the decoder, which is set to respond only to its assigned code. The decoder actuates the high chime in the flight compartment and illuminates the associated lamp on the call panel, which is on the P5 overhead panel. The decoder is reset manually, either by pushing the cell call light switch on the call panel or merely by keying the active transceiver through a press-to-talk switch. The final system is the voice recorder system. The voice recorder system is a 4-channel system which provides hot mic recording of all flight compartment conversation, recording of all audio that is monitored through 3 audio selector panels, and recording of all ambient sound in the flight compartment by an area microphone on the P5 overhead panel. The system consists of the voice recorder control panel with an area microphone and a voice recorder with an underwater locating beacon attached to its front panel. As we have seen, the voice recorder control panel is located on the P5 overhead panel, while the recorder is located in the E7 rack, which is accessed through a ceiling panel just forward of the aft galley in the passenger compartment. The underwater locating device activates a 37.5 kHz ultrasonic signal whenever the device is immersed in water. This signal aids in recovery of the airplane and the recorder. Operation of the recorder takes place automatically whenever a microphone is keyed from one of 3 audio selector panels, whenever a hot boom mic picks up flight compartment conversation, or when the area microphone picks up ambient flight compartment sound. The operation of the voice recorder is automatic and continuous, with erasure occurring in flight, but with the final 30 minutes of all recording always being retained. The recorder may be monitored at the E7 rack, as the front panel also contains a meter and a headphone jack. Bulk erasure may be performed by pressing the control panel erase switch for at least 2 seconds. Bulk erasure may only be performed if the airplane is on the ground and the parking brake is set, as the erase command signal must pass through both of these safety interlocks. This concludes this module on the 757 radio systems. You have been shown the location and function of each of the major components within each system.